The Little Mermaid. Once upon a time, in the deep blue sea, there was a magical kingdom ruled by a wise and powerful sea king. He had 6 beautiful daughters, but the youngest, Ariel, was the most enchanting of all. Ariel had long, flowing red hair, and a voice that was as beautiful as the most melodious song. Despite living in an underwater paradise, Ariel was fascinated by the world above the sea, especially humans. Ariel spent her days exploring shipwrecks and collecting human artifacts, which she stored in a secret grotto. She was endlessly curious about humans and their way of life, often dreaming of what it would be like to live on land. Her best friends, Flounder the fish and Sebastian, the crab, often accompanied her on these adventures, though Sebastian, who was also the Sea King's advisor, constantly warned her about the dangers of the human world. One night, as Ariel and Flounder swam near the surface, they saw a grand ship sailing across the moonlit water. Ariel's heart skipped a beat as she caught sight of a handsome young man standing on the deck. It was Prince Eric, who was celebrating his birthday with a lavish party. Ariel was mesmerized by his charm and bravery as he steered the ship and interacted with his crew. Suddenly, a violent storm erupted, causing the ship to capsize. Ariel watched in horror as Prince Eric was thrown overboard. Without a second thought, she dove into the churning waters and swam to his rescue. She managed to pull him to shore and stayed by his side, singing to him with her beautiful voice until he regained consciousness. Before he could see her clearly, Ariel heard voices approaching and slipped back into the sea, but not before leaving a lasting impression on the prince. Back in her underwater home, Ariel couldn't stop thinking about Prince Eric. She longed to be with him and live among humans. Her sisters noticed her distracted behavior and tried to cheer her up, but nothing could dampen her yearning. She even defied her father by visiting the sea witch, Ursula, who was known for her dark magic and treachery. Ursula saw an opportunity to exploit Ariel's desperation. She agreed to grant Ariel's wish to become human, but at a terrible price. In exchange for legs, Ariel would have to give up her voice. Furthermore, if Ariel couldn't make Prince Eric fall in love with her and receive a kiss of true love within 3 days, she would belong to Ursula forever. Desperate to be with Eric, Ariel agreed to the deal. Despite Sebastian and Flounder's protests, Ursula cast her spell, and Ariel felt a sharp pain as her tail split into legs. She swam to the surface, gasping for air and struggling to adjust to her new form. Prince Eric, who had been searching for the girl who saved him, found her washed up on the beach. He recognized her beauty, but was puzzled by her inability to speak. Nevertheless, he took her to his castle, where she was treated with kindness and care. Ariel's transition to human life was challenging. She had to learn to walk, dress, and communicate without her voice. Despite these difficulties, she and Eric grew closer, spending time together, exploring the kingdom and enjoying each other's company. Ariel's warmth and kindness endeared her to everyone she met, and Eric found himself falling in love with her, though he was still haunted by the memory of the voice that had saved him. Meanwhile, Ursula, fearing that Ariel might succeed, disguised herself as a beautiful woman named Vanessa and used Ariel's stolen voice to enchant Prince Eric. The prince, hearing the voice he had been searching for, was immediately captivated and announced his intention to marry Vanessa. Ariel was heartbroken, but Sebastian and Flounder devised a plan to expose Ursula's deception. On the day of the wedding, with the help of various sea creatures, they managed to break Ursula's spell. Ariel's voice was restored, and Eric realized that Ariel was the one who had saved him. He rushed to her side, but the sun had already set on the 3rd day, and Ariel transformed back into a mermaid. Ursula revealed her true form and took Ariel captive, dragging her back into the sea. The Sea King, desperate to save his daughter, confronted Ursula and offered himself in Ariel's place. Ursula accepted and took his trident, gaining control over the ocean. Ariel and Eric, determined to stop her, fought bravely. In the end, Eric managed to impale Ursula with a ship's broken bowsprit, destroying her and breaking her spells. With Ursula's death, the Sea King was freed and regained his powers. Seeing Ariel's love for Eric, he decided to grant her wish permanently. Using his trident, he transformed Ariel into a human once more. Ariel and Eric embraced, finally free to be together. They were married in a grand ceremony, attended by both humans and merfolk, celebrating the union of their two worlds. Ariel's family and friends were there to share in her happiness, and the Sea King, though sad to see his daughter leave the sea, was proud of her bravery and strength. Ariel and Eric ruled their kingdom with love and wisdom, bridging the gap between their two worlds and creating a legacy of peace and understanding. They had many adventures together, always cherishing the love that had brought them together against all odds. And so, Ariel's dream of living on land came true, and she and Eric lived happily ever after, proving that true love can overcome any obstacle, and that dreams really can come true.